A review finding that the BBC breached its editorial guidelines on accuracy by failing to disclose that a narrator of a Gaza documentary was the son of a Hamas official. The corporation pulled Gaza: How to Survive a War Zone from iPlayer back in February. The review determined that Hoya Films, the independent production company, is primarily responsible for the failure, but that the BBC also shares some responsibility. Well, let's bring in Katie Spencer, who's outside New Broadcasting House for us. Katie, it's a 30-page report, quite in-depth. Just talk to us about these couple of key headlines.
Look, the BBC always is keen to stress that nothing is more important to the BBC than trust and transparency within its journalism, and certainly the whole fallout that has happened in the result of them having to pull this Gaza documentary has been damning, with criticism coming from both sides. 45 leading Jewish executives wrote to them with questions asking about how this could have been allowed, that the son of a Hamas leader was narrating this documentary. And from the other side, Palestinian sympathisers have said this is wrong, that this documentary never went to air. So they've had this inquiry looking into exactly what happened, and it has been found now by this independent inquiry that they breached its editorial guidelines on accuracy. The report found, it said, that nobody at the BBC knew of the father's position when the documentary first aired in February. However, 3 people at that independent production company were aware of that fact, and it says that it's not that the production company tried to mislead the BBC, it says, but it does find that that production company really bears the responsibility for that failure. Nevertheless, the BBC is the broadcaster, it is responsible for what it puts out, and its Director General Tim Davie has apologised, and he's put out a statement this lunchtime saying that he will now take action, the BBC will now take action on 2 fronts: fair, clear and appropriate actions to ensure proper accountability, and the immediate implementation of steps to prevent such errors from being repeated. But what a day for the BBC. You have to wonder what meetings will be taking place in there, whether or not heads will actually end up rolling. But certainly in terms of what the Culture Secretary, Lisa Nandy's response has been, does seem like from a political point of view they feel fairly reassured by the BBC response. But again, yeah, look, the second report of the day, the BBC not coming out well from all of this.